I have 2 of each thing that I carry all the time with me. If one stops working, I have another one. And so that's important. And also working on your clippers, like we talked about earlier, working on your clippers and knowing how, because if you're gone, you're somewhere, you're on a set, you're anywhere you are, if your clippers stop working, you need to know what to do or have another pair. So there's no time for, you know, maybe every now and then you might have to run and try to buy some real quick, and that's an option too. But you want to be knowledgeable about your clippers and everything that you have, so that way later on, you know, you're not stuck somewhere needing it. So I'm going to go over the ones that I like, the ones that I carry the most, the ones that I work with, and there are classics. And I'm sure that, I don't know if everybody knows about them or not, but these are our T outliners. Customization, I think, is very important. So depending on what you're doing and what you're really working on, that's what I want to get you into. It's important to take the time to know your clipper. And if somebody has a pair that they don't use, get them and just work on them. See what they're about, you know, see what you can do. I've messed up a pair trying to work on them, but I know not to do that again. You know, so I learned from all of my, you know, every screw matters in these things, so everything makes a difference. But these are our outliner 2s, and this is a newer version because the switch is a little bit different. So, but it's the same one that we've always had. Mine are adjusted, so they cut a little bit sharper. I have some that are kept normal, which I use on kids and things like that. My other favorite, which is our classic, is the Master. This is the reason why we're #1 clipper company around. So if you plan on being a barber and you plan on really cutting a whole lot of hair, I would recommend you get one of these. I've had these for a long time, but I've had a pair of Masters that were given to me when I first started cutting hair from a barber who had them for about 10 years. And so he was like, here, Trey, you know, use these, you know. So I've been on them ever since. And this is the whole reason why I even work for this company. Because I could have worked for another company. I had other offers from Ulster and Ball that I turned down just to wait for Andis, just because I believed in the product. And I didn't believe in that I wanted to learn a whole nother line and support something that I didn't believe in. So I waited. And I'm glad that I waited, because that's all I used. And that's all I knew. So I didn't necessarily want to work for another company where I had to learn, you know, about their clippers, and I really didn't believe in them like I did these. So this is the whole reason why I even work for this company, period. So these, I wouldn't recommend these if you are not going to really be cutting all the time. You know, maybe if your wrists are already kind of bothering you because they are a little heavy. But if you plan on being a barber and you plan on getting out there and really getting into them haircuts and doing some of the things that you really see out there, then these are the ones that you want to pick up. Because these are, if you go in any barbershop, I guarantee you'll find a pair of Masters. Guaranteed. So these can also be adjusted as well. All I mean by adjusted is where they bring the top down and bring the bottom lip up just a little bit, so that way they can fade out any type of edger that's already adjusted as well. So if you have an extra pair, then you can work on them and see if you can get them to work right. It has the adjustable motor on the side, so you'll be adjusting that as well.
What's that?
To get the clipper running right. Each clipper has like its own, every little screw matters here. So this little screw right here with the, you know, that's not a fill, it's a straight head. That adjusts the motor. So if the clipper was on and I took my thing and turned it a little bit, it would either tighten the blades so tight together that they wouldn't move, or it would loosen them so much they would make a loud noise. So if you have a pair that's making a loud noise like that, just try to move this a little bit. Turn them on, let them make the clanking noise, turn it just a little bit, and right when it stops and it gets even, leave it, and it should be okay.
What's the bottom one for?
The bottom one, I don't know, I don't mess with that one. I don't have the tool to mess with it because it has 2 little dots. I would mess with it if I had something that, if I had a tool for that, I would find out what it does. But I don't usually mess with it. We have our new Sonic Plus, and I like this one. This one's good for women, I think, because it's light. And it also has the pivot arm so that you can fade just like the Master. It has 6,000 strokes per minute. It has a microchip in it. So what it does is it stays regulated all the time. So the motor doesn't ever go up and down, no matter if you're cutting thin hair, thick hair. If it's thin starting off and goes into thick, it's just gonna, the microchip is gonna adjust so that it cuts straight all the way through. And so it's twice as fast as our regular pivot motor ones, like that pivot motor one in there. Those are usually the ones that you guys kind of get in your kits. This is like doubly fast, but it's really, really light. It has 6,000 strokes per minute. So it's just as fast as like our BGRCs, like these, where they're motorized really quick. It's just as fast as that, but it's in a clipper form. And it's really light too as well. And it cuts wet and dry. Because of that, it can cut wet and dry. I think it's going for 56. It comes with guards already, so you don't have to worry about getting guards. But yeah, it cuts wet or dry. So if you're cutting women, you know, and you don't want to blow dry the hair in the back to get it tapered down, and it's still a little damp, it'll cut through all of that. So I like it for that reason.
What's that one called?
The Sonic Plus. It is that one right there in the middle. It's 56. The spray that we have, and spray it, are 6-in-1.